Good morning, y'all. You know, they say art imitates life. I used to have this teacher, mentor, guide, whatever you want to call it. In rehab, we'd watch movies, and he would pause the movie and applicate its story to life. He'd like, okay, do you see how this is going on here, and this is, and it'd be some deep, profound ass shit, and it got me to realize how much all forms of art, whether it be music or movies, can imitate life. Then I saw a post about Peter Pan and Tinkerbell's relationship, and it got me to thinking about how Peter Pan imitates that life. So when I started to dig deeper and look deeper, I found that Peter Pan has the most profound story that depicts one of society's biggest fucked up lies. A choice. And if you think about it, the entire premise of Peter Pan is a choice whether to grow up or stay a child forever and experience joy and happiness and all this. This lie that society tells us is depicted so vividly in Peter Pan. So let's go ahead and look at the story of Peter Pan. Who is Peter Pan? Peter Pan is a man or boy that chooses to not accept the responsibilities of life, and he chooses to stay a child forever. How does he do this? By staying in Never Never Land. Where is Never Never Land? It's a make-believe fantasy place. And there he's king of the Lost Boys. And who the fuck wants to be king of the Lost Boys? King of nobody. Even his position is self-appointed and fake. And his only female companion is Tinkerbell. And Tinkerbell, sure, she's there for him, but he can't have a relationship with Tinkerbell. He can't love Tinkerbell or have children. Tinkerbell is just a far-off fantasy. The ultimate depiction of a relationship that isn't real. Tinkerbell is like porn, if you will. Tinkerbell is the porn of Peter Pan. Even when Wendy comes along, Tinkerbell does everything she can to destroy Wendy. So this fake relationship that Tinkerbell represents is, the ultimate, sexual fantasy of a child, if you will. So so Wendy represents the choice of adulthood. Having a relationship, having a family, being in love. But to be an adult, now let's look at the adults in Peter Pan. Who is the adults? The ultimate bad guy in Peter Pan is Captain Hook, and all of his adults are all pirates. Now, what do pirates do? In this particular story, their main objective is to, defeat Peter Pan, but pirates chase money. That's their one goal. They go and they loot ships and they take money. They are always chasing money. And Captain Hook is this tyrannical figure who is always opposing Peter Pan. And he is constantly chased by a crocodile that ticks like a clock. Now, the ticking crocodile, that's a very interesting factor there. Now, the crocodile is always chasing Captain Hook because it took a piece of his hand, has a taste for him, and is always after him. Now, that's the ultimate depiction of time and life. But once you start to grow up and choose to chase money, it's time that gives a piece of you, and time that is always chasing you. So the premise of Peter Pan is to have a choice, rather to stay a child forever and be happy, use your imagination and be creative, or to grow up and get to be in love with a woman and have children, but you'll forever be chasing money and being chased by time. This is the ultimate lie society tells us. Because the moment we grow up, that's all we can think about is money. And how much time we have to get it. And the fact that we need it right now. Now, when you're a child, do you remember how simple joy would come to you? Like fucking bubbles. You used to go fucking bananas for bubbles. Just, they're great. You know? Sand and a little bit of water. Pff, entertained for hours. You're not worried about the car you drive. You're not worried about how big your house is or, you know, your fancy your clothes are. You just want to play. Play with other kids and experience joy. Use your imagination. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful concept. See, when you leave the womb, you have everything you need to be happy. When you experience being locked up or in prison, you'll find that you have a lot of moments of joy. And you have nothing. You have nothing. It's a reminder that everything you need to be happy is within you. Nothing outside can give you sustainable happiness. You don't have to give up joy and creativity and happiness to become an adult. What you gotta do is stop chasing money and start chasing happiness and start chasing purpose. That's the premise of life. That's how you sustain happiness. No amount of money in the world, no amount of time punching will ever make you happy. If you're out there punching a fucking clock, if you're at work looking at the time, counting seconds, you're in the wrong job, homie. Use your creative mind and figure out what it is you truly enjoy in life. What brings you happiness. And figure out a way how you can live off that. Because we all know it's impossible not to have money at all. I mean, you need money to survive. But get back to the simplicities and basics of life. There's so much you don't need in life you think you do. You don't need it. Stop worrying about those clothes, that new purse, the newest car, shoes and hats. None of this shit will bring you happiness. The only reason you think you want it is because you seek the approval of others. Have purpose, contribute to the world, and that will be your purpose. And I promise you it will take place of this hollow ass purpose of needing appearance to achieve approval, because you don't need it. All you need is your self-approval, self-love, because happiness comes from within you. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember to live well, love deeply, and laugh as often as you can.